Electoral Commissioner that will have no relationship with anybody. That is one. Two, I don't know to determine who the empire will deploy for the purpose of conducting an election. I believe that the PDP is crying foul where there is none. As a matter of fact, I do not know the resident electoral commissioner. He has been in this state for a number of months now, and they did not raise any eyebrow. I wonder why they are raising eyebrow now. In any case, the resident electoral commissioner is not to be the one at the voting centers across the state. He is not to be a returning officer that will declare election at any level. The election is not to be conducted in a resident electoral commissioner's office. Though people and those appointed as ad hoc staff by INEC that will conduct the election. So PDP is out of this contest, and they are working hard, to discredit the process even before it starts. And that is what they know, that they have no chance at all in this election. Well, talking about electoral violence, responsibility of security agencies to carry out their responsibility as law enforcement agents in order to prevent crisis and prevent violence during election. It is not for any of the parties to curb electoral violence, because it is the responsibility of the security forces. Electoral security is a responsibility of the joint security forces in the nation, and not for any of the parties to the contest. Of course, PDP is crying foul because it had planned to use its self-created vigilante in Edo State to maim, to harm, and to kill opposition members in order to be able to have their way during the elections. That was manifested in what happened at the airport on July 10, when the oddly attached to the APC gubernatorial candidate was showing an inspector of the police. So for us in the APC, we are poised to ensure that this election is free and fair, and the leadership of the party has given directives that no member of the APC should allow him or herself to be involved in any act of electoral violence or misconduct before, during, and after the elections. So the PDP refusing to sign the peace accord is a demonstration of their commitment to violence as a means of achieving their aim in this election. And I think that speaks volume. Edo people should understand better that the only language the PDP government in Edo State, led by the governor at this point, knows is how to intimidate, possibly maim and kill opposition members to be able to have their way. You are right, but let me say this. From the APC, you have not heard anybody aims and objectives. I agree. Parties to the contest must conduct themselves in a lawful manner, be law-abiding to the rules of the game. And when they do so, then they help the security agencies, to make sure that the election is fair and, of course, devoid of violence. And that is what the APC is committing. And that is why I said it is not for the APC or any of the political to dictate, the process of enforcing the laws and the rules, but just to be law-abiding and comply with the rules. The APC has not shown any attempts in its utterances, demonstrating that it was not ready for peace in this election. On the contrary, the PDP has threatened fire and brimstone all through the process of this contest, and the APC has been worst hit in terms of attacks, during our campaigns. Well, I am not the spokesperson of the APC candidate, but perhaps it is important to also state that the APC candidate have been throughout Edo State speaking to Edo people. And I believe that a candidate or a party can choose the platforms through which it communicates with the constituents and the voters in the particular district that intend to contest an election. So if those who are handling his media consider it worthwhile for him to appear and answer questions on certain platforms, so be it. I cannot speak on that. But the truth must be told, and that is the fact that our candidate, though not a motivational speaker, has spoken to Edo people on what he plans to do for Edo people. And he has spoken loud and clear, and I think people have heard him. If he has not attended to any interview on any media platform, that may be a matter of his strategy. I also saw on the contrary, I think it's lack of respect for voters. Have the voters heard him speak? I think the answer is yes. If he has not honored such invitation and you think that is lack of respect, maybe you can say, no, he may have disregarded the planners of the event who thought that he will be around. In any case, the debate of Gabon was shown by practically all the parties apart from the Labour candidates. So that is to tell you that appearing on debates is not a condition sine qua non, to qualify to run for an election. He is not a motivational speaker. He didn't claim to be so. But one thing is clear, and that is the fact as a passion that he has demonstrated over time in community service and delivery of services to the people of his constituency, his senatorial district. And indeed, that is what he's on board for governance in Edo State. Yes, I think the authorities needs to constantly be educated on their rights. The greatest challenge to our electoral system right now is the fact that the voters are yet to fully understand what it means for them to exercise their rights. And that is why you still have voter apathy. So parties and the electoral management body need to up the ante as time goes on in order to ensure that more enlightenment campaigns are carried out for voters, to understand the need to exercise their voting rights, so that you do not have 2.2 million voters registered to vote, and then you are not able to find 500,000 people voting at the end of the day. The way you find it at state levels, the same way it is even in national elections. There is a huge voter apathy, and that is arising from the lack of understanding by the electors of what it means for them to exercise their right. That is one of the biggest challenge. And the second challenge is for all the gladiators to stick by the rules of the game as dictated by both the law and the electoral management body. Well, we are talking of an election to the office of a governor. And like I told one journalist, if you were to take your 10-year-old son and make him a governor, you will not be able to serve as a proxy for your own control, even as a father. The office of the governor carries enormous powers and responsibility that the holder of such office needs to be on his toes to be able to deliver all the dividends that the people are expecting. Now, moving further, this contest is between expatriates and those expatriates who have lived their life outside Edo State and have been so disconnected from the people of Edo State, indeed the people of their immediate community, and a young man who has been part and parcel of the crisis and the problems of his communities and his immediate environment, and has contributed tremendously to their well-being. And that is speaking about the Monday Upewolo, who you said he only contested the election last year. Indeed, alone is a testament to his acceptability from his immediate community and indeed his immediate senatorial district. And he won that election in a senatorial district where his political party, our political party, has never won senatorial election in the last over 20 years of Nigeria's recent democracy. The other candidates are expatriates, like I said, who have been disconnected from the people and have made no impact in their immediate environment, in their immediate community, but have suddenly found opportunity to come and be ruler over them when they have nothing to show in terms of community service to the people. And I want to say this: mere possessing boardroom experience or professional experience is not the basic yardstick, to ask to be governor or to ask to be a leader in a community. You must have a demonstrable evidence. You must have a demonstrable evidence. And that is the question we should all be asking. The Labour Party, at all in that election that you spoke about, have a candidate who was more or less becoming a movement in the southern part of Nigeria. And that person is not on this ballot, don't forget. And the PDP came a distant third even in that election. And that is why even as we speak today, the APC had two senators in the National Assembly and about 5 members of the House of Reps. So, on the average, you can tell that the APC actually won more votes in that election with more representation in the National Assembly as we speak. And that was the first ballot in 2023 elections. So, that will tell you that the APC has enormous capacity to deliver on this election, in this governorship election, convincingly. And as it stands today, given the dynamics, of the emerging dynamics of the politics of the state, where the governing party practically lost all its founding fathers and major stakeholders, you can tell today that the APC, which is now the beneficiary of the implosion of the PDP in Edo State, will definitely be the party to beat in this election. And we are very sure that nothing and absolutely will make it otherwise for APC not to emerge victorious in next Saturday's election. Definitely. Thank you, Nifem. It's a pleasure.